The coverage rolls on. The review rolls on of Night 12, Round 1. Fans, we just left the main event between Jamie Sparling and Taekwon, the young Don. We know how personal it got and how ugly it got between Avi and Pete and Taekwon and Jamie and family. We know the historical aspects and all the garbage and all the underhandedness and false accusations that Taekwon came up with against Jamie. That's neither here nor there. That is now Night 12, main event, in the rearview mirror. Let's look in the windshield as we roll on and finish up Night 12, Round 1 of Avi Klein's 64-person single elimination bracket-style tournament. Here live to tape from Chaos Corner with your old buddy, the Guardian of Chaos. And I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. Here we go. A big surprise of the night. And this was at the very end of the night. If you were up near the bewitching hour near midnight when Saturday Night Live is on, or Days of Our Lives, because that's what this is compared to in Hollywood. If you didn't stay up for the end of this show and after the main event and you just turned this off, you missed out on something that you would have thought you never saw. Avi's back on screen, and in a surprise, we see American hero, military war hero veteran, Stephen Lee is in the green room on Night 12, and he's in his office. Wow! I can't believe it. No one saw it. Stephen Lee, at this point in Night 12, calls out that old aristocrat, that mint julep, yellow egg-sucking dog, that attorney who I had problems with in the trials of the green room. That's right. Stephen Lee comes in. It's not a... Listen, I'm just making it relevant and giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly here on the Chaos Corner, the review show. He calls out Davis Jubilee. And man, let me tell you something. The chat room exploded. The numbers went up. The analytics went crazy. Stephen Lee, real American hero, was on at the end of the show. Now, he just comes up and he says that he remembers Davis Jubilee. He remembers him back in the 70s. Maybe Camp Pendleton protesting Vietnam. Camp Pendleton, does it ring a bell, Jubilee? The 70s? Stephen Lee goes on to say that Davis Jubilee is no patriot, and he calls his bluff. And he calls him out. He wants to take him to the woodshed. Stephen Lee's no joke. I heard back in the day he was agile, mobile, hostile, and nimble. No one to be trifled with. He claims that back in the 70s, Davis Jubilee, he remembers him. And that he was an attorney going around and suing people protesting the war, or people that went and fought for the war, whatever it was. He was an ambulance chaser. And he recognizes them. And he's going to drop them like a bad habit. Man, I want to see that. I want to see that in the worst way. Davis Jubilee is stumbling, rumbling, fumbling, mumbling. He's beside himself with that corncob pipe. It really was something. Stephen said that it took a little while to recognize him. But they do. And then Davis Jubilee and Stephen Lee go back. Davis Jubilee and Stephen Lee. Davis Jubilee and Stephen Lee. They go back and forth like everybody else does in the green room, because this is what it does to you. It makes you crazy. It makes you insane. It makes everything happen. It becomes dark. It becomes personal. And that's what happened. I've never seen this out of Stephen Lee. I could imagine what he was like. I could imagine what that man was like. I respect you, Stephen Lee. We're almost done here on Night 12. And then there's the finale. We get back down. Now, Avi says, and remember, Avi is the marionette. He's the puppet. He's making things happen. There's three types of people in this world. Those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like Avi Klein that make things happen. Avi says to Stephen Lee, you want him? You want him? Stephen Lee is disgusted at this point. His face is turning red. You could see it with the military hat on. The USA, Old Glory. He's saying to Jubilee, go ahead, you keep chewing on that pipe. He said, you're something. He said, I remember you. I even think that you might have burned Old Glory. He accuses Jubilee of that. He said, anytime, anywhere you're feeling froggy, Davis Jubilee, you leap. He said, why did you go against the vets? Davis Jubilee said, I wouldn't go against the vets. No, I wouldn't go against the vets. I was never on the wrong side of history. You know? I was never on the wrong. Davis Jubilee couldn't even really defend himself. Stephen Lee ate his lunch. his breakfast, his dinner, his late night snack, and everything in between, and took his beverages and got hydrated. He waxed his ass and then buffed it and stripped it and mopped it. That's what Stephen Lee did to Davis Jubilee on night 12, round 1. Nobody saw it coming. Oh, glory. Stephen Lee, one tough son of a bitch. It's the Dark Castle for a reason. Unbelievable. Davis Jubilee tried to cover it up. Avi's going to try to make this happen. They're both in the second round. We're going to see what's going to happen. Spin the wheel, make the deal in the second round or whenever it is. I'm going for Stephen Lee and Davis Jubilee in the second round. A battle of historical proportions on the green room. Avi starts the review of night 12. And then Avi starts to talk a little bit about night 13 and what a night it was. It was a 4-hour show. Incredible main event. Twists and turns. Winner's circle. Serene room. Everybody in a haze. Stars. Legends. He pulled it off again. Let's see what happens on night 13. This Saturday night live. August 7th. And then the Bonanza. The ending of round 1 on August 14th. So as Avi is getting ready maybe to have a ginger ale and talk a little bit about the review with the viewers, somebody else pops in. And it's the Guardian of Chaos. And I have a message for Pinocchio Joe. We have a unprecedented 5th matchup coming up this Saturday night live. I've been poisoned. I've been shot. I've been cheated. I've been voted in by the fans. I have a huge following. I'm in the green room. The opportunity of a lifetime. There will be collateral damage, Pinocchio Joe. Bobby. Ruby. Let it go. You might be safe, you might not. Pinocchio Joe, I will drag you to the bowels of the earth to get to the second round. Nothing is going to stop me, Pinocchio Joe. Not you, not your family, not anybody. I see them all jumping on the train on social media. Tyler, Alex, Mark, Mickey, Brett, whoever. Roger, mind your own business. You don't want any of this in the Guardians of Chaos army. So when it comes to our history-making, unprecedented 5th matchup, this Saturday night live, Joe, I'm not going to be responsible for what happens. I'm really not. Let the bodies hit the floor on night 13 for our 5th matchup. Let me put that aside right now. Joe, just remember what I'm capable of, whether you survived or not. You're a tough son of a bitch, but this isn't over yet, and I will not be stopped. Remember that. Remember what's happened in the past, Joe. Let's finish up the preview here of night 12, round 1, before we get on to night 13 this Saturday night. Pete and Avi come back on the screen. It truly is the Dark Castle. Avi's trying to blame Pete for all of this. Pete says, hey, man, it's the competition. And Pete, you're going to find out yourself. You're in hot water. He said he's not responsible. There's no blood on his hands. He didn't create this. He created the competition. The competition created the insanity. And Avi just, like I've never seen before, cuts off the show. After I entered the green room, people run. Always remember something as Avi goes off the air with the show. And he says and reminds everybody, I don't know why I started this. and goes to the unbelievable outro video trailer. Yeah, award-winning, I get it. Let me just tell you something. I'll put all the notes away. You did this. You created this. You brought me into this. And as I end this, night 12, round 1, I'll be back. And I'll be there this Saturday night. And just remember, when you see everybody running the other way, run with them. And if you see me in whatever way I'm going, don't go that way. You won't like what you find. The Guardian of Chaos, the Green Room, the Dark Castle. Don't you dare miss it.